gbogbo ẹ̀yin èèyàn ẹ súnmọ́ bí ẹ wá bá ń gbọ́ yìí o. Ẹ jẹ́ àjọ fojú ayọ̀ wò.
Lagos State, what is going on? What is going on? Does it make sense that people will invest millions of naira, millions of dollars into real estate, buy houses, buy land, and Lagos State will go and be breaking walls, breaking houses, rendering people homeless overnight? And it is done serially. It's done back to back. Right now, Maryland, Mende area is on fire. People are sleeping in their houses, waking up the next day homeless. You are ruining the real estate value of the country, ruining the real estate value of Lagos, making people lose trust not only just in the idea of Nigeria, but lose hope entirely in the little coins they've saved to make their life worthwhile, to create some kind of generational wealth. How is this okay? And why? Does it make sense? Why they? Oh my God! Multi-million-dollar houses. Look, there is a better way to do things.
Now, at Mende Villa 1, Mende Villa 1, happening right now. 2 hours to pack out. 2 hours. That was what the Lagos State government gave. 2 hours to pack out. And they are here, they are demolishing. Mende Villa. This is in Maryland. 2 hours, oh. Now they give us to take back out. 2 hours. This is in Nigeria we are in, no. 2 hours they get to pack out of us. Where do we want to put all these things to? Look, this is our property. Not only us, so many people. The vehicles everywhere. Parking. 2 hours. 2 good hours. Nigeria, my country. People are dying. They said they should not japa. 2 hours, Lagos State.
The Lagos State Commissioner for Environment and Water Resources, Mr. Tokunbo Wahab, and his team are back at the Aruojobe area of Maryland. Barely a week after he visited the area to serve notice to property owners whose structures are blocking the System 1 drainage channel. Those whose properties have been marked are here to meet with the commissioner, who promises to re-examine the alignment drainage design for the area.
We've taken like 80 meters away from this side, from what we had on Sunday. It was like, just stop everyone. Let us review and let us be very realistic.
Next stop is Mende Villa Estate, Maryland. A portion of the estate is sitting on System 1 water channel Odo Yalaru. The commissioner maintains that structures blocking the drainage path will have to give way.
Sir, it's about what was written. If a panel was set up, are we saying that what the Lagos State government did as of 2009, 2011 was wrong? And we also went ahead and entered a consent judgment on this same issue?
You can just climb on this and then you can see it yourself. And see, you can even take the alignment yourself. You can take the alignment yourself. He's sitting right inside Oduyalaru.
To the surprise of the residents, a bulldozer is already on ground to bring down the fence. Residents vent their frustration.
This is not right. This is not what we discussed. No notification, nothing. Why would you do this?
So it just makes a mockery of what the developers are trying to throw at government. How come they had access to confidential filed document of government? When I asked the question, the lawyer bolted. It's criminal, it's not fair. Which meant you have access to somebody in there and releasing documents, so you could as well have doctored the documents. All what we're trying to do is to defloat the state. It's a coastal state. The bridge that is running through Okwebi is a massive infrastructure that we can't hold back. Now, we have also saved like 85% of the houses in that estate. But some houses had to go for that water to move and for that infrastructure to be sustainable.
The Dolphin Bridge Ikoyi is also not left out in the enforcement exercise as the team members arrive to see things for themselves. A day after the kick against indiscipline and the State Environmental Sanitation Corps dislodged illegal tenants from under the bridge. The commissioner cites 3 children all by themselves.
Those kids have a future. Let us protect them. So the Ministry of Youth and Social Development will step in today and take them to our homes, and then we'll monitor them from that point.
A federal government building in Ikoyi, which formerly served as staff quarters, is now taken over by illegal tenants, police officers living like rightful owners of the flats. A quit notice is served to them by the commissioner.
Anything can happen here. It's a major security risk to the state, an environmental risk. So we've asked them, we've given them notices, we've explained to them why they can't stay here. No toilets, no sanitary, nothing. And people are coming here, you can't account for them. The difference between them and those that were evacuated from under the bridge is that those ones are under the bridge. These ones are under the rundown building. God forbid. So we'll give them till Monday. By close of business on Monday, we'll come in and evacuate.
The Lagos State government says the environmental cleanup exercise continues across the state and will stop at nothing to ensure that the metropolis is made safe from environmental disaster.
With respect to Mende that you mentioned and you highlighted in your report, Systems 1, that's Odoyalaro, was gazetted in 1974 by the former Lagos State Milad, General Mobolaji Johnson. And that is the most critical system in the whole of the state. It defloods the whole of the mainland into the lagoon. In 2021, my predecessor in office, Mr. Tuji Bello, served notices on the properties inside the right-of-way for Systems 1. And they started the engagement for over a year. I inherited these conversations, and it got to the peak on 21st of November or so last year in my office. All homeowners, developers, residents on the right-of-way of Systems 1 were led into my office by the Honorable Member representing Koshofe, Constituency 1, Honorable Okola of Lagos State House of Assembly. We played the video. We had a lengthy conversation, and they agreed it's time to take action because the rains will start soon. That was 6 months ago. We served the notices afterwards, and then 2 weeks ago, enforcement started. By the way, Sheung, if you are from Opebi, you see a major development going on. The bridge linking Opebi, 3 local governments, Ikeja, Onigbongbo, and Koshofe, is ongoing. And it's passing by Odoyalaro. And the right-of-way had been set aside since 1974 for this infrastructure. Now, they removed other properties. But Mende Villa sent in a document. We had to go back there yesterday. We were there last week, Sunday, with all the teams from the ministry. And they mentioned 2 names. Luckily, those 2 persons, they have institutional knowledge. Engineer Fashino and Engineer Taiwo. We went back and they did inform the residents that, look, this man actually didn't comply with the provisional approval that was given to him years ago. At that point, graciously also, let me inform, the governor also did approve that we reduce the right-of-way from 140 to 100 and insisted that you can't put 140 on the side of Mende, spread it on both sides, Ogudu and then Mende, which now allowed us to work with the new layout. Initially, the whole of Mende Villa was gone. It was sitting inside Systems 1. But with the new realignment and the notice served on them, it now had to affect the buildings backing Odoyalaro Sheung, and the system had to take its course. Yes, they claimed there were no served notices. Sheung, in my first life, I was a lawyer. So notices is the fulcrum. It confers authority, like they say in court, it confers jurisdiction on the court. It's like service. They were served. They had come for meetings severally. The Residents Association had met with the PAMSEC in my office, Engineer Mahmoud Adekunle Adegbite, severally. They had met with me. So on what basis were they having meetings if actually they were not served the requisite notices?
All right. But so
So let's get it clear. Let's take it one after the other. Yeah.
Very well.
So, Commissioner, let's take it one after the other. And I love us to kill and address the matter of notice, whether the government did due diligence in notices or not. These notices, when were they served and how were they served?
Thank you very much. The first notices were served on them in 2021. Each of the property owners on Systems 1 were duly written that they should remove the encumbrance because they are sitting on Systems 1. That led to the engagement with my predecessor in office, Mr. Tunji Bello. When I came in, it was apparent we have to engage them again at the time had lapsed. So we wrote them. They came in November. We had a lengthy meeting and they were led into my office by Honorable Okolawon. They were also written that these properties are sitting on Systems 1's right of way. That's the Yalaro right of way. Upon serving them the notices, they now had to go and mark the properties. Ministry of Environment and Water Resources kindly remove this contravention. Some of them, partly their gates. Because this cuts across Sholui, Mende, and then the other side of Ogudu.
So, Commissioner, apologies to butt in quickly. These notices, were they published aside the copies that the government transmitted to these people?
Published in what sense, Shehu?
I mean, notices are meant, in fact, court documents and court notices are sometimes being published.
Shehu, if a court gives a
government
direction to go and
has
publish,
its processes of
Shehu,
documenting or passing across these notices.
Shehu, they were served personally. If the court, if it had been a court-ordered substituted service, it would have been a different case entirely. They were served personally, but those that were not seen, they were pasted on the properties involved. Beyond that, Shehu, those properties were now marked. Remove this contravention, sitting on the right of way. That fulfills it. And we didn't just go there, Shehu. We still engage them. For this Mende Villa, I was there last week Sunday, and we spoke to the residents. And the developer came and we said, no, look at this document that was given to you. It was even conditional or provisional, that you have to fulfill certain conditions. But what we found out was you had gone ahead to do what was wrong. And it's about being brazen, Shehu, without consequences. And I tell people, we can't say we want to develop a country and we choose to undermine the laws and the regulations cutting across from drainage service to town planning to even transport regulations. We need to choose what we want. Development don't come by accident. They come by proper planning. Let me walk you through a process. You apply for approval. You apply to physical planning, for instance, a sister ministry. They will refer your file to Ministry of Environment and Water Resources to go and get a drainage clearance in case of situations like this. Most of them take those processes for granted. And there is always a paper trail. So we are here today because some persons choose to be brazen. And let me also tell you, Shehu, so if you forgot to, excuse me, don't burn to my thought, Shehu. We went to Ikota due to flooding. We opened up Ikota from Ogolonto, Ogombo, through to Ikota River. And today, graciously, it was in the budget. And they are today giving them a trapezoidal drainage system as a main primary collector for that system 44. Today, we are deflooding it. As we speak today, they are deflooding the of Arboru. Give them a super resilient infrastructure. People also forget that this is a coastal state. By the fact that we are a coastal state that have been pretended to go under in the next 50 years, we as a people must take ownership of our own infrastructure and then make sure we don't go under. How will you build on Systems 1 for God's sake? They call it Systems 1. Other systems were built on System 1. It's for a purpose.
So, Commissioner, the reason why you are doing these demolitions and serving these notices is because of environmental issues.
Shehu, I'm not doing demolitions. Point of correction. The Lagos State Environmental Management and Protection Law 2017 provides that we, in my ministry, can remove everything inhibiting free flow of storm water, rainwater,
blocking our canals and our collectors. So we don't do demolition. We remove. So let us get it in proper context. So that's what we're doing. Now, don't also forget we work with other ministries. There are times we have to cede it when it comes to demolition to the appropriate ministry. That's Ministry of Physical Planning. If it's not on the right of
So
way of
let me
water.
ask you quickly,
Yes.
Commissioner.
Yes.
Yeah. Let me ask you quickly. The doctrine of laches and acquiescence. So one we wonder, all of these properties have been standing there, and perhaps some of these people got building approvers that probably was given by the government. Some of these people are paying tenement rate. Some of these people are paying, there's a popular one that Lagos collects now, land and whatever
Land
rate.
use charge.
And also sanitation. They're paying a lot of rates, which means that there is a sense of condonement by the government who has sat with his arms folded over the years, looking at all of these structures standing there and did nothing. And I'd like to bring to your notice Serac versus Nigeria, a case involving how citizens can be handled in this kind of matter. Now that these properties have been brought down, what remedies are there for the people in whom their homes have now been lost to these removers?
Thank you very much, Sheon. And can illegality become legal because of acquiescence and laches? I will tell you no. When it's overriding public interest, it's overriding public interest. If we are taking or removing these properties for personal gains, it becomes a different narrative entirely. This is overriding public interest to avoid the flooding of the whole of the mainland. And the fact that this was gazetted in 1974 tells you how critical Odoyalaro is to the states and to the well-being of every one of us in the states. We should separate the issues, separate the legalists, and focus on the narrative. We just have notices,
But
are
again,
those properties sitting
yes,
on the right
as much
of way?
sorry, Commissioner, as much as, yes, one will wonder the fear of flooding and the environmental impact on the state, but what about the livelihoods of those that will be rendered homeless? Is the government, because if government is there for the interest of the people, is the government thinking about them? And I made reference to this doctrine of laches and acquiescence. If the government is collecting these rates and looking on, and all of these things have been happening, the interest of the people who have been rendered homeless, is the government thinking about that also?
Thank you very much. Some decisions are very painful. Some decisions are going to be very unpopular when you take them. And governance, like I say to people, is not a popularity contest. You must take very, very, very tough decisions to govern and govern well. So, for this kind of incidents, you have to weigh this on the scale of on whose side do we have to fall? Is it on the side of these families here that we are putting through this temporarily, or the side of the generality of Lagosians? That's why they call it overriding public interest. If the whole of mainland gets flooded, what do we say to Lagosians? They will start abusing government for abandoning its responsibility. We're not giving them resilient infrastructure. So we have to we can't cherry pick. We have to choose what we want as a people.
But again, when we wonder, there's been some kind of infraction on some of the agents of the state government, because they've looked on, they've accorded them, they've condoned all of these happenings over the years. But Commissioner, because we don't have so much time, I'd like to ask you some of the discoveries of the occupation under the bridges and all what have you. I made reference to Serac versus Nigeria. Habitation and having a home is a right has been established by our court, and under some of the treaties that have been signed by Nigeria that Nigeria is signatory to. What is now going to be the lot of some of these people that have been displaced? Yes, they may be living in illegal circumstances that are not that required as squalors or shanties, but is the government thinking about resettling these people?
Oh, thank you very much. So, when last year the governor himself led the charge that we must clean up under all the bridges of Lagos from Orile down to Okoko. He led the charge himself, October last year. And from there, we came to Ijora under the bridge, Akpogbon. From Akpogbon, we came to Obalende, now Dolphin. And in the next few hours, we're going round Adeniji to Ebute Elefun. In as much as we want people to live in a better society, you can't tell me staying under a bridge is acceptable. You were in Lagos some months or some years back when the Akpogbon Bridge had to be shut down. It was shut down because there was a fire incident under the bridge that cost Lagosians so much pain and inconvenience. So we must make these narratives very clear to everybody. Staying under the bridge is not proper. How will you be paying a rent of 250,000, 300,000 to stay under a bridge? Must you stay in Ikoyi? Where are you living? I live on the island. Must you stay in Ikoyi? Under the pretense of you are staying under a bridge and you are living on the island. So let us separate the wheat from the chaff. We understand the pains of Lagosians. That's why this government is pushing so much resources to take care of them. 500,000 eco-care food was distributed some weeks back. Free transportation for them. Free antenatal and postnatal for them. These are not for the elite. These are for
Is the government going to temporarily
Lagosians.
resettle these people, Commissioner? They are going to be homeless. They are human beings. Yes, they may have been involved in what the government has labeled as illegal. But should they now be left to the hazard of nature because of their action?
And I will tell you for a fact.
What is the plan for temporary resettlement?
I will tell you for a fact, we did a lot of things with NGOs and churches with respect to some of these individuals. But they must be profiled first. Upon profiling them, we give them a lateral platform to register. It's when they register you that they capture your data, that they can plan for you. If you go the route of whatever doesn't get done, whatever doesn't get measured doesn't get done. We won't do anything. We'll take taxpayers' money and filter it, and they will start asking questions tomorrow. So the first step is let us profile them. Where are they from? Who are they? What are they doing in Lagos? That's what Lastra will do. And that's why we have the Lastra platform. Upon doing that, we now come to how do we resettle? How do we mitigate the impact of the displacement on them? But they can't stay under these bridges. If you've ever seen people attacked when their vehicle break down on 3rd Mainland or on Osborne or even on Lekki Ekpe Express, you will not be saying this. They'll attack you and they will run away to darkness. It happened. They had killed people before. It has even become a security menace to the whole state. So, and the purpose of a government is security of lives and property. This governor is doing so much in that respect. And it's unfortunate we can't allow these things to go on. We must take back these spaces. We must put them to proper use. We must also account for people that are in Lagos by way of registering them on the Lastra platform.
tó ẹ mà káàbọ̀ o gbogbo èèyàn olólùfẹ́ wa nínú ilé tẹ̀ ń gbádùn àwọn ètò wa ó dẹ̀ dá mi lójú pé òyì tẹ́ wò yìí ẹ ti rí kókó gbámúnú ẹ̀ ẹ má jẹ́ kí n ṣe wàhálà jù nítorí pé èmi mọ̀ pé èèyàn ọlọ́gbọ́n olóye gbajúmọ̀ èèyàn lẹ́yìn tẹ̀ wà nílé tẹ̀ ń wo àwọn ètò wa ẹ ṣáà máa bá wa ṣàsọwọ́ bá a ṣe mú wá fún yín lẹ́lẹ́yẹ̀yọ̀ títí wá dìgbà míì táwọn ìjọba àfojúrin lórí ìkànnì Wo TV pẹ̀lú àkọ́tún ètò gbáǹkọ́gbì míì ẹ ti mọ̀ mí kí n má wulẹ̀ dárúkọ ara mi mọ́ èmi ń lọ mò ń padà bọ̀ ẹ̀yin náà ẹ má kó lórí ìkànnì Wo TV àmọ́ ẹ má bá mi like ẹ má share kẹ́dẹ̀ má subscribe títí wá dìgbà yẹn ń kọ́ ire o.